So this is couples yoga. Neither of me and Joel are particularly flexible at all, so this should be fun. Okay, let's do the first pose.
They've got straight legs.
Hold hands. Then we've got to like force up. Straight down!
I'm gonna give me actual cramp, like I'm gonna actually break my leg. I'm wearing pajamas because I haven't got anything else to. Ah! Ah! Ah!
As you can see, not very flexible. Okay.
Next one. Okay. Oof. Okay. Oh yeah. Right, do it. My toe. My toe. Oh, I'm in the way. It's in the way. Okay.
Go.
You good?
Yeah.
I had that then. I had that. Okay, one last try. Oh, a little bit. Okay. Okay. Ow!
Are you ready?
Ready? Do not, Rachel. Listen to me. You've got to stay.
Yes!
Yeah! I'll take that as a success. Next one.
I'm gonna like run up and jump. It's like I think it's the only way. You've got to straighten your legs.
Go!
Little shot.
Go! You sound like you were pushing out a massive poo.
This is supposed to be a calming
I know,
thing.
this is hurting my brain. Lean on me, lean on me, lean on me, lean on me. Okay. Okay. I got you there. You could stay. We did it! Yeah! Ow! Wait, no, I'm gonna get your legs first, okay?
Okay.
Why can't I sit up straight? Ow! Ow! Why would you put your knee there? Let's go. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Ready?
Put your legs straight.
Yeah. Put your leg. I can't reach. I've got dodgy knees. Put your hand on it. Ah, my ankle. Ah. Ah. Thanks everyone for watching another Joel and Rachel's thing. Don't try any of these at home because you might break your ankle. I think Rachel's broken mine. See you all on Tuesday.
Hello everyone and welcome to episode 6 of our how-to series looking at the basics of faith and having loads of great discussions. Today we are talking about how to deal with doubt, and so I am joined by the very wonderful Alice Mashanga, everybody. Very excited to have you. Are you well?
I am very well, thank you, Rachel. Are you?
Yes, I'm good, thank you. So I have a question for you, Alice. I ask a question to each of the leaders every week, and today's question is, are you ready?
Okay, go on.
If you could choose anyone to play you in a film, who would it be?
Right, okay. I thought long and hard about this, and I think the lady from Black Panther, just because she's incredible. And I think we're quite similar, so that's who I'd have to play me.
Very nice. Haven't decided who I would have. I feel like there's not that many ginger actors, so
Amazing.
they might have to wear a wig, although I don't know whether they'd be able to pull off the gingerness like I can. But
I don't think anyone can compare to you, Rachel. Let's be honest.
on that note, I think we better get started with our how to deal with doubt. So here's the first question.
Yeah, so lots and lots of times I felt doubt, in my life, and I think it is actually quite normal to feel doubt, and especially when you're faced with like new challenges or you've got to do something that's new and you're not familiar with, you can easily just take a step back and think, oh, how am I actually going to do this, or have I got the ability to do it? So I've experienced doubt quite a few times in my life, and I'm just going back to one experience when I decided to leave a career of mine. I was really doubtful about whether my new job, would I be able to fit in? What are the people going to be like? So I had all these thoughts running through my mind and all these doubts, I guess, about changing something so big in my life. And I think when you're faced with big decisions, that's when you're likely to doubt yourself. Or again, if you're in a new environment, I think that's when you're going to be exposed to doubt as well. So, yeah.
Yeah, I think there's just so much, like so many big questions in our lives, aren't there? That we could never really ever know the answers to. Like the big obvious ones would be things like why is there so much suffering in the world and things like that.
Yeah.
And those kind of questions, they can be really hard sometimes, and so they can help, like they can cause us to doubt like everything, doubt whether God exists even. But they are perfectly normal. Like that, I don't think there's ever been a Christian that hasn't doubted at some point in their life. I mean, you look through the Bible, and there's countless occasions where people have doubted God, haven't they? So I've doubted, I know Alice has, and if you're in that situation of feeling doubt at the moment, please know that you're not on your own, because I read a quote actually about what doubt is. It's faith isn't the absence of doubt. Faith is how we overcome doubt. And so if you're feeling in a space of doubt right now, then it's not because you've got a lack of faith, it's just because you're asking questions.
So yeah, I think it can be a mixture of both. Initially, I think when you first doubt yourself, it's quite negative because you are putting, I guess, a picture in front of you and thinking, actually, I can't achieve that. There's no point me trying. And that's where your doubt comes, and that's sort of where it manifests. So initially, I think it is negative. However, there are times when it can be positive. So you could actually wake up one day and think, actually, I can do that exam, or, I can do that, whatever it is you've set a goal for, that doubt can turn into a positive. So sometimes I believe God sometimes gives us, I don't know, a goal or a task to do. And initially we might think, oh my goodness, that's beyond us. We can't actually do it. And I think of the time when Moses had to go and address Pharaoh, and he'd got a stammer, and God gave him the power and gave him the tools. He had, Aaron with him. And he was able to overcome, I guess, that doubt, and he helped the Israelites out of slavery. So I try and remember stories like that from the Bible, but also, so initially his doubt was like, no, he ran away, didn't he? And he didn't want anything to do or own up to what God had chosen him to do. And sometimes there can be little things that God's chosen us to do, and we might not notice them, but they might be really, really big things to us. So I think it can be a mixture of both, really. And I think initially it starts as a negative thing. And then I think it can turn into something positive, because again, I think it's sometimes God's gentle way of just pushing us out of our comfort zone a little bit. So I think it's a mixture of both, really.
Yeah, I think if you allow doubt to be that like dead end, then it is a negative thing. If it stops you from moving forward, then it is negative. But if you use that doubt to then move forward and ask questions about your faith, about your own life, ask questions about things, then that can like branch off into so many amazing things. So yeah, I agree totally, both positive and negative.
So I think there are lots of times when it's easy to doubt God, because sometimes we might pray for something and then they may not get like an instant answer. So say I said a prayer on a Monday and I was expecting like an answer on the Tuesday, I could think, oh, God doesn't want to bless me with that actually. Why? I think sometimes we live in a world where things are so instant. We can get food instantly, we can go shopping. You've got Amazon, you've got all these resources that are instant, and we expect, well, God should be instant with his answers. And really, that can easily stray us to believe or have doubts that, you know, God exists and things, because we think, oh, well, he's not answering my prayers, so maybe I'm not as important. And you can fall into like a cycle, and you can start, your one little doubt can grow into like a huge doubt where you just completely start thinking, well, he's not answering me. And I think sometimes we look for evidence that can support that, and we might think, oh, well, he didn't answer my prayer and I didn't get top of the class, or I didn't come first in that race, or I'm not very good at this. And I think that can be quite bad if we're like fed those negative thoughts. So I think sometimes we just have to remember that, and we can use the Bible as evidence and look back at stories where people have waited so long. If we think of Job, he was the most patient person in the Bible, isn't he? Yeah. So I think we have to just remind ourselves that everything isn't instant, and God has perfect timing for us and for what he wants in our lives. And it may not be instant, and sometimes we might stray onto a path that he doesn't want us to be on. So he might do things to bring us back, but also we might be on an unfamiliar path and think, oh my goodness, I don't want to face it. But I think if we trust in God, pray, then we can not have, like, those doubts can be erased, and we can try and eliminate all those little, I guess, niggly things that might cause us to doubt who God is.
Yeah, and we can go to God for, like, with our doubts, can't we, and ask questions of him. And like I said, sometimes he might reply immediately, other times it might be a while, or it might seem like he never answers, but he actually always answers prayer. It's just not necessarily in the way we expect it. I think also, just like in the world today, we're taught, I mean, I know this because I'm a biologist at heart, I studied biology at university. We're taught that science and religion don't mix. And so when we hear all these things in science, about how the world was created and about this and that, we're led to believe that that means that God can't exist. And so that's when if we start using things like science to claim that our faith thoughts aren't real, then that's when those doubts start to snowball, like you said, Alice. But actually, I mean, I know for myself that science and faith can go together. And so never look at what the world is telling us to kind of claim that your thoughts, your questions are wrong, or that everything you're believing is wrong.
There's always that battle, isn't there?
Yeah.
People will try and misprove God through science.
Yeah.
That's a known fact, isn't it? I just never thought of that, Rachel, because I'm not a scientist. I'm not a scientist. Don't put that in. The main sorts of things that help me when I'm feeling doubt are prayer. So I will write things down in a week. I tend to, because I'm quite a visual person. So if I've got a worry or a doubt, I will write them down and then try and pray about it that evening or in the week. So by the end of the week, my notepad could be filled with lots of things. It depends on what sort of week I'm having. So writing them down, my doubts down, and seeing them visually, actually, sometimes I can cross them off and think, oh, that isn't too bad, actually. I can manage that and that sort of thing. And the rest I'll sort of pray them through. So I find praying for things helps me with doubt. Also reading the Bible, and I don't know if any of you have got your phones, but sometimes if you've got a specific topic or something that's worrying you, you can use your Bible app and type in a keyword, and it can actually come up with lots and lots of Bible plans or passages that can help you through it. So I found those sort of 2 tips quite helpful when I'm feeling any doubt or anything like that.
Yeah, definitely. Like the Bible seems so overwhelming sometimes, doesn't it? And if you
Mhm.
do have a question, you just might have absolutely no idea where to look. So using the Bible plan, or also sometimes if you turn to the back of your Bible, there's keywords in there as well,
Yeah,
and it will give you. I think is it called the concordance? Is that the?
I think so, Rachel.
Yeah,
That
and that will
sounds familiar.
take you to verses that will help you. Although never just read a verse and think that's the answer, because
Yeah,
context is key.
read the bigger picture.
Yeah. One thing that helps me is talking through things with other people.
Mhm.
In the Bible, when during the Great Commission, there's a bit in Matthew 28 where it says, and even the disciples doubted.
Yeah,
They'd literally seen Jesus do all the miracles. They'd been with him all the time. They'd seen him die and be raised to life again, and yet they still doubted. And if you think about it, the only reason that we know that they doubted is because it was written down. And like,
yeah.
how do you think Matthew knew that they were doubting in the first place? He wasn't just looking for people that had like a weird face and thought, that's not right. They must have talked about it. And so I think sharing our thoughts with each other is really, really important, because people might have had different experiences to you and actually know more of the answers, and
Mhm.
be able to help you and work through those things with you. Don't let those doubts like spiral in your own head. Share them with other people, chat to other people, and that can really help as well. Okay, Alice, what top tips do you have for us today?
Okay, so tip number 1 is pray and read the Bible. So a lot of things like be patient when you're praying, take everything, lay it all in front of God, because he has the answers, and he knows the doubts before we even present them to him. So don't be afraid to pray and read your Bible.
Okay, number 2.
Okay, number 2 is, I don't know if you're like me, but I like to write a list. So set some goals and tick them off as you achieve them, because I think if you write down like a little goal setting timetable or something, or a checklist, you can tick them off and physically see just the achievements you're making. So hopefully that can help to erase any doubts or give you the confidence you need to achieve whatever it is that you are doubting.
Yeah, definitely. This notebook is just filled with tick lists.
Yeah.
Even if it's tick lists from like weeks ago where I didn't do something, I always go back and see if I've ticked any more, because
That's
it just
what we
helps
need.
me.
Definitely. Good old tick.
Number 3.
Okay, so my third one, and just as important as the other, is speak to other people. Don't be afraid, because other people could be experiencing something similar to you, or may have experienced it, and they could have some advice to give you. And I think the more we share our doubts and make it more normal, I guess, whatever normal is, it's going to be easier for people to speak to each other, because
Definitely.
we haven't got to live up to this false idea of perfect, because it doesn't exist. And the more and more we speak about things, and the more and more people know how others are feeling, then I think that's beneficial for a lot of people, and it can help to erase some of the doubts as well.
Thank you so much, Alice, for all your thoughts about dealing with doubt. I know I've learned some things today, and it is good to just have this conversation and chat about things. We hope you guys have enjoyed it, but if you do have any questions or comments about something that we've said, then please leave a comment below or chat to us on Tuesday night on Zoom. We would love to chat through these things with you. Like we said, chatting with other people is the best way to overcome doubt. So yeah, we will see you on Tuesday for Zoom, or otherwise on Sunday for another video. Thanks, Alice. See you later.
Thank you very much for having me, Rachel. Bye-bye.
Okay, bye.